or give your bedroom a boost. DIY painting is a task that even renovation rookies like myself can tackle with just a little know-how.
And here to give us the know-how to make us the perfect painters is Cindy Gellermini, a.k.a. the Paint Diva. Welcome, Cindy.
Hi, Cindy. Normally there is only room for one diva on this show, but today I am making an exception, so take it away.
Thank you. So when it comes to painting, getting paint up on the wall is the easy part. The hard part is choosing the right color. So I want
Is that the hard part?
For most people. For most people.
I'm just trying to
people
keep it off the ceiling.
Yeah. Most people get really overwhelmed. They walk into the paint store and they see about 4,000 colors and it's very daunting, okay? So I'm going to teach you the trick. The way to narrow it down, it's a process of elimination. You want to match stuff in your room, all right? So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Let's pretend that you're remodeling your bathroom or you just want to paint your kitchen or your bath, okay? You need to look at your tile in the room. There's different shades of gray, okay? There's cool grays, there's warm grays, there's many shades of gray. We'll focus on that today because that's the hot color.
There's more than 50?
Yeah, well, in my mind, there's about 6, okay? All right. So, for instance, if you look at this cool tile, all right, this is the color that matches a tile like this, where this is warmer, it's more of a grayish taupe, okay? A warmer color matches this, okay? This doesn't look so good with that, does it?
Right.
Okay? And one of the mistakes a lot of people do is they say, oh, my friend painted this great color in her room, I want to use that color. And that's great, because if your friend's bathroom looks like this, but if this is your tile, her color is not going to work in your bathroom.
Got it.
Okay? Okay. Moving on. Let's pretend that you're painting your living room or your bedroom, all right? You want to match the couch, maybe find a color in your rug. Don't be afraid to bring a pillow into the paint store with you, okay? You're not going to look weird. People do it all the time, all right?
Don't bring all your pillows.
No, bring something, though, because this way you will eliminate about 3,995 colors just by doing this,
Awesome.
okay?
That's
so
great.
this way, then I've got it narrowed down to just a few grays here that really work, okay? And this is kind of the closest gray to my couch, right? And then you maybe go up the strip and you can maybe do a slightly lighter shade, okay? All right. So now we've taken our pillow into the paint store. We went in, we found some chips. You bring some chips home, or if you're painting more than one room, I recommend that you purchase one of these. This is called a fan deck, okay? See how I fanned it out? Okay, that's an idea. Or you can just bring chips home. Now, I can guarantee you that the lighting props, okay? The lighting in the paint store is different than your lighting at home. Right. So
That's why when you get home and you look at that color and you're like, that is not the color that I picked.
Exactly. And a lot of times people think the paint store mixed the wrong color. No, that's not the case. Let's say you're painting a living room that's really dimly lit and you only have 2 lamps in there. Don't bring the chip into the kitchen and put it in the window in the bright light to see what the color is, because the lighting's not the same in both rooms. You have to look at that chip in the room you're painting in that lighting, okay? So another tip is you don't want to hold it horizontally because the light hits it one way. You want to hold your chip up vertically. Yeah. I'm going to show you another tip.
Okay. I like the tips. These are actually really helpful to me because I think I can paint, but when I get halfway through it, then I have to call somebody to finish.
Yeah. Well, one of the big problems that people do is they ask their friends their opinion about color. Now, you could love green and your friend hates green, and you ask your friend, what do you think of this color? And she'll say, oh, you're not going to paint it to that color.
I don't really care about that. I do what I want to do.
Okay. So let's pretend that this is your old color and we want to switch over to a gray. When you bring the chip home and you hold it up against the old color, it's going to affect how you see the color. A lot of times people will look at this lightest color and think, oh, it looks white. But as soon as I move it over to white, you see how much color there really is. Now, the next step is going to be you want to paint your samples, okay? And Kimberly, I brought this for you because I thought you would think this like so cute.
I like it because it's tiny and it's cute.
Yeah, but you missed the trick. The lid is actually a mini roller tray.
That's so cute.
Yeah, so you pour the paint in there and you roll it and then you paint your sample. This is the way I always recommend that people do their samples. Go to the drugstore or to the craft store, buy a $1 piece of poster board in white. Paint your sample in the middle and leave a white border around it. So again, you're not looking at the color against the old color. Right? And a lot of people have trouble visualizing. And seeing that they have a lot of trouble visualizing the room in that new gray, blocking out the gold. So if you still have trouble visualizing, I always tell people get newspaper and tape it on the wall and really visually block out that old color. So this is the only color you're looking
So
at.
you're going to hang this on the wall in the room that you want.
So you want to use blue painter's tape. Don't use masking tape. You'll rip the paint off the wall, okay? And just tape this on right up onto the wall, and then you'll look at it, and then step back and look, and you want to look at it different times of the day. Morning light, evening light with the lamps, you know, rainy day, sunny day, okay?
The next thing is finishes, right? There's
Yes.
all different. There's semi-gloss, there's matte, there's flat. What's the difference, and where does it all go?
Okay, so it's simple. I'll show you the difference, okay? Flat looks flat, okay, but it's not really washable. And I really just use that on ceilings and in a room that maybe you don't use very often, say a guest bedroom, a formal living room, okay, and nobody's gonna touch the walls. Matte looks flat, but it's washable, okay? And that's the finish that I use in pretty much every single room of the house.
Okay.
Unless someone says, I have 4 kids all under the age of 6, and they have greasy fingerprints touching the walls everywhere, okay? Or
Right.
you have a 2-year-old that likes to draw on the walls, and you really need to scrub the walls, then you wanna use eggshell. Or, let's say, in a kitchen that doesn't have a backsplash.
Yeah.
And then the last one is semi-gloss, and that's for your trim. And then beyond that, there's other finishes, but they're all shiny, and I don't use them. Matte is the way to go. It hides all the imperfections.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so let's paint.
So we're
Right.
starting backwards. The first thing that you want to do is cut in first and then roll, but I'm starting backwards for a reason, and
Okay.
you'll see why. So get the paint up on the wall,
Right.
and you want to start doing it in a W, and the reason is just to get the majority of the paint on the wall first, and then you can start to sort of even it out as you roll.
Okay.
Now, I want you to try to hit the corners. Oh, look what
Right.
just happened.
Right.
Okay, that's
Or
me.
if you get really slick, you think
Right.
you're going to do that.
Right, yeah, but you
Even
still
then,
can't
you still
quite
can't
get it in.
right?
That's what
Okay.
cutting in is, and I'm going
Right.
to teach you how to cut in. This is a really soft brush, and it has an angle. See how it's angled, and it's nice and soft. Okay, this is just my personal favorite. You just want to dip it in about an inch and scrape off one side so that you don't have a drippy mess.
Okay.
Okay, and then you're going to paint in the corners.
Dr. Steve messed up my wall.
Oh, man.
So really, you want to cut in
Alrighty.
first.
Yes.
If you're
usually cut it
painting
first.
with a partner, okay, you can, and she keeps a wet edge, you can come back and roll right away while the paint is still wet. But if you're working by yourself, I recommend you do all your cutting in the whole room first, and then this way the paint will dry.
Yep.
Then you go back and you begin to.
I actually enjoy doing this part.
Looks
I
great.
got my high heels on and my belted paint suit. All right, Cindy, how'd I do?
You did an awesome job.
All right, yeah. You want to take that? You're afraid I'm going to paint you? All right, listen, we may not be painting pros yet, but we are a whole lot closer than we were 5 minutes ago. Come on now. Let's give it up for Cindy, the paint diva.
All right, don't go away. We got more Dr. Diva coming up right after this.